Imagine standing in a breathtaking national park. Towering cliffs, cascading waterfalls, pristine wilderness, only to learn that behind this natural beauty lie secrets that have never been solved. Today we're diving into disturbing cases where people simply vanished from America's most iconic parks, leaving behind unanswered questions and heartache. Grab your gear and get ready to explore mysteries that prove even paradise can hide its darkest secrets. Have you ever wondered how beauty can hide such a gruesome secret? In 1983, visitors to Yosemite's Summit Meadow made a macabre discovery: a severed hand and forearm lying among the wildflowers. For decades, investigators struggled with this baffling case until 2022, when DNA testing finally identified the remains as belonging to Patricia Hicks. Patricia's death is shrouded in controversy. While some suspect her link to a local cult leader played a role, others point fingers at notorious serial killer Henry Lee Lucas, who claimed responsibility for hundreds of crimes. Despite the grim details, no conclusive evidence has ever solved this crime. The eerie setting of Yosemite, with its majestic granite cliffs and hidden meadows, serves as a stark backdrop for a mystery that still sends shivers down the spine. What if your honeymoon ended in a mystery that still haunts the Grand Canyon nearly a century later? In November 1928, newlyweds Glen and Bessie Hyde embarked on an adventurous honeymoon down the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon. Glen, an experienced rafter, built a 20-foot wooden boat in hopes of setting a new speed record, while Bessie aimed to make history as the first woman to run the canyon. Yet on November 18th, the couple vanished. Their boat was later found intact with all of their supplies inside, including Bessie's diary, which only deepened the mystery. Over the years, theories have ranged from an accidental washout during heavy rapids to a sinister plot. One woman even claimed to be Bessie and confessed to killing Glen before disappearing herself. Despite these rumors, the truth remains buried in the rapids of the Grand Canyon. Could someone you trust be the key to a chilling national park mystery? In 1996, Sheila Kearns, a 43-year-old employee at Mount Rainier's Paradise Inn, was set to begin a new chapter in her life. But after a bonfire party on October 4th, she simply vanished. Her belongings were found neatly arranged in her new employee housing, yet Sheila was nowhere to be seen. A 3-day search yielded no results until, after the winter thaw, skeletal remains were discovered scattered over a 300-yard area near the old Longmire campground. Despite an FBI probe, no suspect ever emerged, and the question of what truly happened to Sheila Kearns remains one of Mount Rainier's darkest mysteries. What happens when the person who knows every trail in the park just disappears? Imagine being the one who guides visitors through the rugged beauty of Chiricahua National Monument, and then, one day, you vanish. That's exactly what happened to park ranger Paul Braxton Fugate on January 13th, 1980. Paul left the visitor center to check a trail and was never seen again. Despite extensive searches across the monument's 17 square miles of canyons and wildlands, no clues emerged. His disappearance forced the National Park Service to offer a reward that eventually rose to $60,000, yet the case remains unsolved. For his family and colleagues, the mystery of Paul's fate is a haunting reminder that even those who know the land best can be swallowed by it. Have you ever heard of a hunt for antlers that turned into a decades-old mystery? Yellowstone National Park is a place where millions venture each year, yet among its sprawling wilderness lies a baffling case from 1991. Dan Campbell, a 42-year-old Montana man, disappeared while illegally hunting elk antler sheds, a practice that many locals call shed hunting. Campbell set off from Hell-Roaring Trailhead on a 4-day expedition with his dog, aiming to collect antlers for a lucrative market. When he failed to return, his disappearance ignited an extensive search. Despite theories suggesting he might have fallen, might have been attacked, or even taken by rival hunters in the underground antler trade, no trace of Campbell or his dog was ever found. His mysterious vanishing remains a stark example of how even an activity as seemingly harmless as antler hunting can end in tragedy. What would you do if an experienced hiker vanished without a trace, leaving nothing behind but his bag. In June 2005, 51-year-old Michael Ficery set out for a solo hike in Yosemite National Park's lesser-traveled Hetch Hetchy area. Known for his deep love of the outdoors and his meticulous planning, Michael was not one to take unnecessary risks, yet on that fateful day, he disappeared. Later, his bag was discovered abandoned. It still held his map, water, and camera, yet there was no sign of him. Despite massive search efforts and the involvement of seasoned rescue teams, no further clues surfaced. Michael's disappearance has left his family and the park's community with more questions than answers, turning his case into one of Yosemite's most perplexing mysteries. Imagine hiking your favorite trail and then never coming back. Could a lapse in memory or age be the culprit? In January 2024, 73-year-old Thomas Irwin from Indianapolis set out to hike the Petroglyph Point Trail in Mesa Verde National Park. Known to struggle with his cognitive impairment and reliant on his medication, Thomas's journey took a tragic turn when he failed to return. His family reported him missing the very next day, and after a grueling 10-day search, hope began to fade. Then, in February 2025, human remains were discovered by search teams using a specialized detection canine. Although the discovery brought a measure of closure to his loved ones, the circumstances of Thomas Irwin's disappearance serve as a sobering reminder that even seasoned hikers are vulnerable, and that age and health can sometimes conspire with the wilderness to keep someone lost forever. What if a peaceful solo hike turned into a tragedy in one of the world's most stunning canyons? Grand Canyon National Park isn't just famous for its jaw-dropping vistas, it's also the scene of unsolved tragedies. In 2024, a 60-year-old hiker from North Carolina embarked on a challenging multi-day solo trek along the Thunder River Trail. When his family realized he hadn't checked in, a search was launched. A helicopter soon located his body near the trail, but the cause of his death remains under investigation. Was it a misstep on treacherous terrain, an unexpected medical emergency, or something even more sinister? This case, which marks one of the 14 deaths recorded in the park that year, reminds us that even the most experienced adventurers can fall victim to the relentless forces of nature. How can someone vanish in one of America's most famous parks, leaving behind not a single trace? On September 30th, 2002, Walther H. Reinhard, a 66-year-old hiker, disappeared in Yosemite National Park, and he was never found. Despite numerous search efforts in the vast wilderness of Yosemite, no evidence or remains have surfaced to explain his disappearance. Reinhard's case stands out not only for its longevity, but also for the eerie silence that followed his vanishing act. His story fuels theories ranging from a fatal misadventure amid the park's perilous cliffs to possible foul play. Yet every year that passes deepens the mystery, leaving families and investigators haunted by one of Yosemite's most enduring unsolved cases. What do you do when a simple day hike turns into a lifelong mystery? In June 2011, 30-year-old George Penca set out on what should have been a routine day hike in Yosemite National Park. Known for his friendly demeanor and habit of carrying a distinctive blue cloth bag, George was with a group when he became separated on a popular trail. Despite efforts by his hiking companions and subsequent search operations, George was never seen again. His disappearance remains an unsolved puzzle, a reminder that even in one of the most visited parks in the nation, someone can simply vanish without a trace, leaving behind only memories and unanswered questions. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Bye!